Welcome to Trenches Trading. I'm your host. Happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's Eve. Welcome to my channel. All right, guys, it's Tuesday, December 30th, 9:08 a.m. The market's opening in about 20 minutes. I just quickly want to look at these markets, go over some names, some setups I'm considering, and basically just give my take on the rest of this week. So, this is the SPY chart. SPY chart is developing a squeeze, has been for a couple days. We're looking at all-time highs at 691, all right, and price is currently at 687 pre-market. So, it's looking good. Price is looking like it wants to set a new all-time high before the year is up. Of course, we're gonna have to wait and see what actually happens. Just looking for a squeeze here on these lower time frames, but there is none. So, setup is here on the daily. This is where the action is happening. I'm sure intraday you'll get 5 minutes, 10-minute, or 2-minute setups or something like that. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Price made all-time high, came right back down to the 8 EMA, bounced a little bit, and now is here in this area. So we could either, a lot of things could happen. Excuse me. We could, continue pulling back towards the point of control. We could bounce off the 8 EMA and go up to make a new all-time high. We could consolidate here in this area. Really don't know what's going to happen. Just that there's a daily squeeze in the SPY. Let's look at the Qs. Qs are similar, except the all-time high is a little bit further away, right? All-time high is at 637. Price is currently at 620. So I don't see any intraday setups. Not yet, anyways. Or, any intra time frame setups. But that's the Qs. So the Qs have been in this channel, if you will. I don't know exactly what kind of channel this is. Just that price is making lower highs and higher lows. So we're either gonna bounce around in here a little bit more and then break out into a direction, or similar to the SPY, we could bounce off the 8 and start working our way higher. What we do know is that this trend line on the top of the price is being respected currently, and so is the one here at the bottom. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, this is the Dow. The Dow is a lot closer than the Qs to all-time highs, only $5. And let's see if there's any setups intraday. Let's see if there's anything on the 15, on the 10, on the 5. No. Nothing on the 130. There was a squeeze, all right. We got these blue dots here before price started moving. We got one. Excuse me. We got one here set up on the 195. All right. So the Dow's looking ready for entry on the 195. SPY's looking for entry. It's ready for entry on the daily. And the Qs don't have anything just yet, I believe, right? Q. Yeah. And then let's look at the IWM. So IWM is squeezing here on the daily. Price is at 250. All-time high is a little bit a ways, right? $8. Not too crazy. And we are also set up on the daily on the 195. And whoa, 15-minute setup, 10-minute setup, and 5-minute setup. So IWM looks good here. So we got IWM, SPY, and the Dow ready to make a move. Q's not so much. Let's look at some of these names that I have here on my list. All right, so we have Steel Dynamics. Okay. All right, so we got a setup here on the 130, just forming these blue dots. Essentially work the same way as the squeezes. Matter of fact, let me see if I can't get rid of that one for now. And add on the other one that I got. There we go. So this is the squeeze, right? So we got some squeezes here on the 130-minute chart. Price pulled back a little bit from 178 to 172. Be interesting to see if this thing can stop here and basically start turning around. Here on the 130, the last time price came down to the 34, we got a bounce, right? Second to last time, we got a bounce, or second to last time. So if this pattern repeats itself, then we could get another bounce. Also, if we have a symmetrical pullback, which this might be. All right, so that's interesting. Let's see this one. Oh, it's too small. So I like this 171 pullback. There's another one here. Let's see. 172.38. It's also a little too shallow, but that's a good one. So that's Steel Dynamics, the 130, STLD. Let's see what the options look like. All right, dollar wide for the 170s. It's about 90-cent spread here on the 165s. Those are really the only two contracts that I would purchase for this setup. All right, let's move on to CVNA. So CVNA. Here we go. It's a nice looking setup. So I would use this 430 as a, what's the low here? 424. Basically using this 424 area as a stop loss. I thought it was 430, but this thing is a $400 stock, so this little wick is, $6 there. But yeah, it's a cute little pattern here. Let's see if I can't do my thing. Right. That's basically the pattern. Not sure if this is actually a bull flag or not. It looks like a bull flag to me, so that's how I refer to them. But essentially, CVNA has this bull flag, or bull pennant, or bullish, whatever. Right? Why is it bullish? Well, CVNA is on an uptrend. Right? This thing has gone from $80 to $430. Okay? And now we got this bullish pattern. The weekly already started firing long, right? The dots were red and orange, and then they turned green with blue momentum bars. So that's a good sign of a healthy chart. All right. And then we have this 195 minute. Nope. It was a 78-minute squeeze. Okay, cool. So we got the 78-minute squeeze. So that's CVNA. Let's look at some CVNA. We'll go same January 16th, 17 days. Um, Honestly, the spreads are kind of, they're decent. I might get the 450s here, just for the $1.10 spread, or 450 250s here. I think, you know, we had some interesting rejections, right? Here at 475, and then up here around 485. If this thing, in fact, is going to turn around, this may be our little double bottom. We'll know for sure if 446.39 gets taken out, and then we can aim for, 450 plus. So I'm gonna put something here, double bottom in play. So if price gets over that level, then the double bottom will be in play. If you can't see it, this would be the potential double bottom. Okay. And yeah, that was January 16th, 450 calls for about 1050 or so. I'd stop out under 424 and look for this thing to push up to 500. Honestly, I mean, it's right there. It's about a $70 move, but only 15% in the stock, so not too crazy. All right, next on the chart is silver, or SLV. SLV is just the ETF that holds silver, and if you haven't noticed, this is essentially what silver looks like. So this low of 17 was in 2022, and in about 4 years, silver's gone from 17 to 82, a 369% gain. Just truly beautiful. Most of this, happening here in this last little push up. From August this year, price was around $37, and traveled 123% higher in about, what was that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 4 months. So silver's on a tear. Uh, over, what was this, Christmas maybe? Yeah, no, 2 days ago, yesterday. The high was 82.67. So it's looking great. I had this pullback and prices bounced up to reclaim about half of it, it looks like. And so I have SLV on my chart as a play off of silver. We got a 15-minute squeeze here. Ideally, what I would like to see is price closing this gap here up to $70. Right now, currently, price is at 68.98 after closing at 66. So almost a $3 move overnight. 70. 70.92 is the low of the gap. 70.92 is the low, the bottom of the gap. Okay, so price would have to go a little bit of a ways to close it. Not too crazy. Just about $1 or so. Let me see. This is what price is. About $2. About a 3% move. So that's SLV. I think SLV is going to keep going. Obviously, as silver pushes up higher, I think silver is going to get to 100. I mean, it's here at 75, so that's still a move away. Right, 100 would be about a 30% move. Okay, so still a really big move. I just believe silver's going there. Got the market opening in 4 minutes here. It'll be interesting to see if price is open and this thing drops, or if it opens and pops up to make a new all-time high. GLD, same thing as a play off of gold. I'm wondering if there might be an intraday setup here. The same 15-minute chart. GLD is the gold ETF. They carry gold, right? It has this gap to fill at 416. Closed some of the gap overnight, just a couple dollars, about $5. Be about 3% move, similar to silver, to close that gap. All right, then we got MU. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker since the market's opening up. This is MU. Had a great move yesterday. From the lows of yesterday, this thing, I think, moved like $15. $16 move in about 4.5 hours. So that was pretty awesome. In terms of today, no short time frames, small time frame setups. Something could open up. We got a 2-minute setup here, right? Some squeezes. So this is not bad. If price could pull back to either point of control or to this 293.35, 36 area, I think that'd be a great entry for a possible push up to 300 today or this week at some point. MU looks good here. Just new all-time highs. 3, 4, look at this, 5 days in a row, new all-time highs. Right? Yeah. So MU here is just phenomenal. Since April, it's up 378%, 6 months. So I don't think this is going to slow down. I definitely think it's going to go up and push towards 300. Just a matter of when. If y'all was going to day trade that 2-minute setup, I'll probably just go to these January 9th contracts and get these 300 strikes for like 830, 840 or so. SMU. What else here? Let's see something. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so we got MU. Next one, PLTR. PLTR. It's definitely been something interesting. Let me remove these old things I got drawn up. So this thing made an all-time high up here at 207 early November, and then dropped all the way down to 140 throughout the month of November, and it's currently bounced back up. I think this thing is finally getting ready to go up to 200. So, the markets never do exactly what we expect when we expect it to. So, just kind of got to find the wave and hop on as things are doing what they do. So, there's no setups really on PLTR. Oh, there's a 2-day setup. Here we go. So, ideally, buying in between 185 and 178. All right, and just running this thing up to new all-time highs. All-time highs are at 207, 52. Price is currently at 184. It's about $25 move or so. Let's look at these contracts for PLTR. This is a 2-day chart, so I'm gonna look for at least 30 days. There goes the opening bell. So we're definitely gonna see some action here in a little bit. I'd probably play these February 6 series because the market just opened. Prices are gonna be a little wonky. Spreads a little thin. But I would absolutely look to play either these 190s or these 185s if this spread closes. The biggest spread I want to see is like $1. If it's too much bigger than that, I don't want it. So that's PLTR. Here's RGLD. RGLD is just play on gold, basically. It's just a way to get involved and play gold or GLD. I don't know that there's any actual setups here. Intraday, there might be though. Let's see. Everything's a little bit slower now that the markets are open. So no real setups here intraday either on RGLD. Because it's gold, I'm a little bit, look, there was a 10-minute squeeze that just fired long. I'm willing to be a little bit less precise with gold and silver. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but basically, I think that these things are not done pushing higher. So I just am happy to get involved and kind of just give time, wait some time, let the markets kind of play out. MA just pushed up over 575. Let's see, I have MA here on my watch list. So MA looking really good here. Let me just mark the all-time high right there, 601. So no daily setup, no 195, nothing on the 130. Here we go. So MA has a 78-minute squeeze. Looks really good. Right here, price is currently in the buy zone. That was a 78 minutes, so January 23rd is cool. The only problem with MA is these spreads. So I would actually instead maybe come to January 9th and run a spread. Okay, so when the spreads are ugly, I prefer to run a spread, meaning I'm not going to buy a naked call. So we still got this squeeze, 78 minutes. I think 10 days is plenty of time. Honestly, I would just get these 575s by 580, 255. Would look for getting involved in at 250. Or I might also do a butterfly spread, aiming for 601.77, that all-time high. How would I do that? Well, for the vertical spread, I would do less time. For the butterfly spread, I would do at least another week. And I would come out here to these 600s, buy, and butterfly. So 5 wide for 40 cents. That's great. Um, let's see how much for a 10 wide. 10 wide for $1.34. That's great. And last but not least, let's see a 15 wide. Yeah. So these prices are great. I definitely get involved here. At a butterfly or vertical spread from MA. Let's look at RTX. RTX also has a 78-minute squeeze. This looks good here. Let me see if there's anything bigger. I don't think so, though. No. Okay. So, real quickly to show you guys, RTX basically up here at all-time highs, has a 78-minute setup, and is right in the buy zone. Okay, so that looks really good. Happy with these January 16th contracts. We got spreads here about $1 wide, so the 185 calls here for about $3. These are cool. And RTX. Probably stopping out under 183. And, looking to take profits at new all-time highs over 187. Yes. So that's RTX. This is SF. I don't know what this is. Let's see though. It's got a daily squeeze setting up. The shape looks good here. Let's see. It's probably some more squeezes. Yeah, maybe on the 130. Okay. Let's see. There's a setup on the 78, but the moving averages are a little wonky here. So if I was gonna take a trade here on the 78 minute, I would probably stop out under this 126 area, 126, 126.50 or so. Really tight stop. And then, look to run this higher, maybe towards 132 or so. That's SF. Let's look at these contracts. Ew. No, I would not be. No, this is ugly. So for SF, I would actually probably just buy the stock. I was interested in playing it. The only thing that would make me super compelled to play it would be like if the sector is really hot or if other names like it are doing well. So for example, if I was trading McDonald's and Burger King stock was doing well, then I would, buy the McDonald's. Or if I was trading Home Depot and Lowe's look good, then I would do it. Same thing with this. This is a financial corporation, so if other finance stocks were moving, then I'd be more inclined to get involved. Kind of like MA, right? MA's had a nice little bounce here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see what's happening. Look at that. So, price is fighting. Let's let it fight. Here's keys. There's a daily squeeze setting up. Got a 195, no. 130, no. 78. Okay, so 78-minute squeeze here on keys. Price is coming down to the buy zone. Let's see what these contracts on keys look like. Also, a big no. So keys and SF, if you wanted to buy the stock, I'd buy the stock, but the options look horrible. Eli Lilly got a 78-minute squeeze here. It's nice. 130-minute squeeze. 195-minute squeeze. So Eli Lilly looks great. All-time highs, I believe, right there. Yes. That is 1100. So let's go back to that daily. 195. All right, 1100. That's only about what, $50 for something like Eli Lilly. That can happen in a few minutes. So, but it's the 195-minute chart. So I'm gonna actually just go for 30 days here. These contracts are expensive, so I'm gonna play a spread. I would play a spread, so I'm actually gonna go back to the January 16th. Let's see what a 5 wide looks like here. So this is too pricey for me. Let me see if I go 5 out of the money. Okay, so this one's better. I would do this 1080 by 1085 for 250, and just look to make as much out of it as I can. That's Eli Lilly. We went over MasterCard. Let's look at MTZ. MTZ's got a daily squeeze, okay? So that's nice. It's also got a weekly squeeze. All right. Daily's right here at the 8. Ideally, this thing could pull back a little bit more. Otherwise, I would have a really, really tight stop loss. And basically, any close, like under 220, I would stop out. If I didn't wait for the pullback. Otherwise, I'd just wait for a pullback down to 215 and call it a day there. Okay, next we have, oh, let's look at these options. MTZ. Oh, these are horrible. Some of these names have really thin spreads. Look at this. The $3 wide spread is horrible. So I'm not trading MTZ. I actually, get these names on my watch list, and then I look at them for the first time with you guys. So I don't actually, otherwise I would have just filtered out these horrible plays. So this is, what is this? First Solar. This is a, what do you call this? Solar stock. That's interesting. Oh, I like this a lot. Price respected the fib extension level. Let's see what something like this looks like. Let's get in here with the bottom. Yeah, so 260 as a stop loss. It's about a $5 stop. And I would look to push this up towards new all-time highs, 284 here. That'd be nice. Risking $5 to make $20, so risking 1 for 4 or something like that, if my math is correct. I'll get in here, stop out up here, about 1 for 3. Still not a bad deal, not a bad deal. Let's look at these FSLR contracts. FSLR. That was what, the daily? Yeah. So, January 30th, 30 days. These aren't the best. So, again, now we run a spread. Let's see what these 465s. Let's cut some of that time actually. Yeah, look at that. So 265 by 270 for $2.15. I'll take it. It's less than 250. Getting an extra, what's that, 35 cents. Instead of a 1-to-1, it's a little bit better odds. And you only need 17 days. Oh, you only get 17 days, but less time for these spreads, the more the price will move in your favor if you're correct on your direction. That's FSLR. Look, MU's moving. Pushing 297 already, up 1%. That's a good sign. Let's see here what it looks like. Look at that. That first candle of the day came down to 293, gave you your entry. And now price is bumping. It might hit 300 today, honestly. That's exciting. What was it, Google? Let's look at Google here. Whoa, look at that. Google came up to 316 and dropped to 312, and now it's back up. Pretty volatile here. It has a daily squeeze, beautiful. It's got earnings February 3rd and all-time highs at 328. So Google's got a lot of things going that look really good. My favorite is the earnings. Implied volatility is going to be nice. Let's go to February 6th. Yeah, you see. Here's the implied volatility, 23, 25, 27, 27, 29. Boom, 38%. This is the place to be. If if it's within your budget, I'm just going to come right here at the money and either buy these 310s or these 315s. These are super liquid, super tight, especially these 315s here. It's about 50-cent spread. It's a $300 stock. You cannot beat that. These 315s are very nice. I'm gonna just put that in my watch list because I really like it. I like the spread. I like the setup. Bull flag. Momentum is yellow, so it's positive. All-time highs is, a little ways away, but not too far. It's got to be like, what, 5% maybe? Yeah, 5% to all-time highs. So, Google, probably my favorite setup so far. Let's check out Cocoa. Cocoa here looks good. Also on the daily. All right, yesterday was a nice little green day for Cocoa. Almost a 2% day. Let's look at Cocoa. I guess I would have to come out 52 days. I mean, these spreads, what's up with these things? Some of these names are just horrendous. Cocoa happens to be one of them. Yeah, this is bad. I'd either buy the stock here or let's see if a spread. Let me see what a 55 by 60 looks like. This 128 is not bad, right? If you bought this at 130, you could make up to 370 if Cocoa is over $60 in 17 days. That is a bit of a stretch, I think, considering it's a lower ATR stock, right? Yeah, it moves $1 per day. It's possible. 5 days, $5. It's possible. It'd be about a 11% move. So it's definitely possible. They killed their earnings the last time. Yeah, I'd either run a spread or just buy some shares, honestly. Buying shares would probably be a lot easier to hold. Probably stop out under 50. Oh, what's this low? Bless you. 51. So stop out under 51 and ride it up as high as I could get it. If you buy the shares, there's no expiration, so you can hold it as long as you need to. or until the market tells you you're wrong. And last but not least, 5. I love you, baby. All right, so this is 5. Let's run through the last one. Let's see. 195, no. 130, no. 78, here we go. So 5 has this nice 78-minute squeeze. Price came down in the morning, right where you needed it to be. Look at that. The low is 186 and it's now at 190. So it's moving, but it looks good here. Let me see. All-time high on 5 is 237. So it's a ways away. Can this 78-minute squeeze send it there? It's possible. Anything's possible, but I don't know. A little bit of a stretch. Here's 5. That was what, the daily? No, 78-minute. And look, momentum's popping up here. It's first blue momentum bar. So 5 is definitely looking like it wants to do something here. 78-minute, January 16th is great, but these spreads are horrible, my goodness. So unless you're willing to buy this $1.30 wide at the 195s, this is probably, it's not horrible, it's not the best. I still would prefer, I think, just getting a spread. Yeah, this ain't too bad. So that's 5. That's the whole markets. I hope this helps, guys. Yeah, happy trading.